Hey guys, Thing here, and welcome back to another Dungeon Hunter Champions video. And today, before we start anything, I'd just like to give a shout out and huge thank you to my guild leader, King, for making me that awesome intro. So thank you a lot, King. I really appreciate it. Alright, now today we're going to be focusing on making your first ED10 team. And it's not going to be a speed team, it's just going to be kind of a get you through it consistently kind of team. So let's just take a peek at who I use real quick, and then I'll go through some of the options you guys can use and why I use them. So I use Nature Archangel, Nature Diva, Nature Ink Ninja, Nature Valkyrie, and Nature Magical Girl. So let's go take a look at their skills, and I'll kind of show you why I use them and who you can use instead. So here is Torellion, my Nature Archangel. So basically the reason I use him is because when he empowers himself with Celestial Splendor, he gives himself immunity, and it makes it to where his first skill actually becomes a healing skill. So that's really nice. You gotta have a healer for a team that you're just trying to go consistent with. And his shield, based on each ally's max HP. It doesn't really matter what the shield's based on, but it definitely helps with consistency. So let's go look at some units you can use instead. So if you have any of the Archangels, obviously a good choice, but you can actually fuse the Light Archangel now. He's going to be an excellent choice for a shielder. I don't think he heals. I haven't really checked him out too much. No, he does not. Actually, he does. So actually, that's really good. So he's a healer and a shield. He's just a, what's the word? Element neutral. Yeah, he's an element neutral version of the Nature Archangel, pretty much. So besides him, let's go down to 3 and 4 stars. I don't think there's many 4 stars I would recommend that give shield. Maybe an Esper? Yeah, so Espers would be good for shielding. They remove 1 buff from the enemy, which isn't bad. And then you come down to 3 stars. Your shielding, you don't really have a huge choice for shields. I think the best option if you want a shield on your team, you're going to actually come down to 2 stars, and you're going to build yourself a Nature Squire. That's really the only skill you need from him, and it's on a really low cooldown, and they're really easy to skill up. So let's go take a peek at my other units, the Diva. So she disorients and is a healer. So Disorient is a great buff because it's, if you ever played Summoner's War, it's really similar to the Glancing debuff, to where their attacks do less damage and they won't land debuffs on your team. So a unit I would recommend using in place would actually be, where is he? I think I scrolled past him here. The Water Basilisk. Great unit. He applies immunity to the team, lowers defense of the boss, and disorients. Just great overall kit for making a really consistent ED10 team. Obviously you're going to need the gear for it, but now other healers you can use, I would recommend using, what, her name's Zinnia. I don't have her yet. I haven't been able to farm the shards, but she lowers defense, removes buffs, heals, stuns, and lowers cooldown. All awesome things for ED10. Another healer you can use would be the Dark Dryad. Great unit. She removes 1 debuff, heals the team, puts mortal wounds on, and marks. So, and she has an accuracy leader skill, so landing like your dots and whatnot when you're fighting the boss. Great. Now another unit I would recommend, I don't really have a replacement unit for her. I'd say you should just farm her or hope to summon her. Rhoda. She lowers defense, she lowers attack, she raises the ally's attack speed, and lowers cooldown. All awesome for Elder Drake 10. Get more shields up, get more dots on the boss. She'll get these skills off, so you take less damage from the boss, you do more damage to the boss. Overall great kit. Definitely recommend using her. Now, what you're going to be using for damage, you're generally just going to be going for people that put on damage over time effects. So any of the snake ladies would be great. Who I use for that is the Nature Ink Ninja. He marks, puts ongoing damage. I use him because I have him. And I also use the new magical girl. I'm not going to try and find her in there, but she's right here. Hoshi. The nature one, just because she's got element advantage over the boss. She does ongoing damage every 5 seconds with her first skill, lowers defense, and blocks buff, so the boss doesn't get his attack buff up. Another blocks buff, so again, doesn't get the attack buff up on the boss. She raises the attack of all allies, and lowers cooldown of all affected allies, so she's like a really, you know, overall just good unit for it. If you don't have her, it's not the end of the world. Other units you can use for dots would be, well, I'm not going to go through Nat 5s because I don't know too much about them, but not any of the snake ladies, but I'd say water, nature, and if you have the dark, definitely use them. All great. They give accuracy buffs, I believe. I know that the nature snake lady does for her leader skill. And, you know, they mark ongoing damage. Mark gives extra damage. Ongoing damage takes off a certain percentage of the damage. You can use scanned warlords. They apply ongoing damage a lot. And lowers defense. Regeneration. Overall, just great units. And then another unit you can use that lowers cooldown and applies ongoing damage. Manus, however you want to say it, the water timekeeper. Now, when he's empowered, which is every 6 seconds, he lowers the skill cooldowns of nearby allies by 1 second. He deals damage. You're not really worried about damage at this point. You're just trying to apply the ongoing damage buffs. So his reverberating strike skill deals ongoing damage on near enemies, or on enemies near the target. Bonus damage based on accuracy. He blocks buffs. Another great thing. He's also got the leader skill of skill cooldown time of allied champions by 15%. If you don't need the extra accuracy, I definitely recommend using that to get as many ongoing damage debuffs on as you can. Now, another couple units you can use just for safety for your team would be Zircon. He heals, puts on regeneration and immunity for your team, so you're not taking any of the debuffs, you're not taking any of the stuns, and it's just a constant healer. Or you can go with Mojo. They don't do the same thing, but Mojo lowers attack speed, disorients first skill, which is really good for the boss, and he raises attack and defense. Just overall value unit. I definitely recommend using him. Now, we can get into my run, and I'm going to spare you the whatever of having to watch me do it. It's a 3-minute run, like I said, not a speed run. So I hope that the advice I've given you today was useful, and I will see you in the next video.